I'm going to turn the camera over here. They're really getting ready for the day shift crew to come on. This is a dip site along the Willamette River where helicopters can fly in, so they are expecting more calls, but they have been up all night responding to those. I was in the Ray's parking lot interviewing the manager for another story when we both saw this accident happen. And we're going to be seeing a lot of cars and trucks. They have already been funneling in. I'm going to turn the camera around. Then tried to back up and ended up slamming into the Rogue Express coffee shop. We want to give you a look. Just took off inside this helicopter here in Medford. I think I might turn into a snowman if I stay here any longer. You go to our front page and you click on tracking your ballot on election day. For the crews going inside this simulation house, they're going to be dealing with some extra heat. They're really fast. I'm at just the start of the line right here, putting in apples and raisins. I want to show you the home screen right now. Crews will use this area to practice with the paint guns before making a permanent stripe out on the roads. The water's moving a little quicker and it's still pretty cold, and that's why life jackets like these are being put out today. How long have you been waiting around here though?
Since 6:30 yesterday evening.
Waiting in traffic, not something any driver wants to face. How did you pass the time?
Watch Netflix on the phone.
Raymond Beck got the very first tracks up the road this morning, but to get past the starting line meant waiting and waiting.
Got a week's worth of food, diesel heater, so pretty much can be here for a while if I need to.
Raymond is just one of hundreds of drivers who met this dead end in the middle of a snowstorm.
Trying to go to Mount Ashland and do some backcountry skiing.
Outdoorsmen like Richard are welcoming all of this fresh powder, but getting stuck in it is a different story.
Here in the car.
You stayed in the car?
Yeah.
Was it cold?
Yeah, it's cold.
Hundreds of cars spun out over the Siskiyou Summit Pass into California last night, leaving the road closed down and drivers stranded, with only backtracking as the next option. And they're using these flares so that they make sure to see where they have to turn around.
6-7 hours?
Hours on hours of waiting for the go-ahead to get back home or to continue on their way. But attention on the roads overnight answered these drivers' prayers today and those of the passengers as well. How has Zelda been with the wait?
She's been a trooper, surprisingly. I think she slept most of the time.
One car at a time or one walk at a time. It was a test of patience for both man and man's best friend.
That never crossed my mind. Dog park, maybe, sidewalk, but not I-5.
Near Siskiyou Summit, Connor Wist, NewsWatch 12. I was in the Ray's parking lot interviewing the manager for another story when we both saw this accident happen. It happened right here at this intersection, and I want to show you the moment in that interview when we actually realized what had happened. You can see John, the Ray's manager, is talking and then looks over. We heard a woman screaming, and that's when people started rushing in. Oregon Department of Forestry crews were first on scene. They had stopped at the store during a break from being on the fire lines to mop up the Gold Canyon fire when this happened. The Sheriff's Office and AMR ambulance got there quickly after. The truck pulling the trailer that hit the man pulled off to the side of the road. I spoke with a woman who was sitting across the street and saw everything happen.
It was awful because I didn't want him to get hit again just in case he might live through that. But so I just jumped up and started screaming. It's the easiest way to get people's attention.
This is the trailer involved in the accident. You may have been backed up on Redwood Highway this afternoon as they shuttled cars from all different directions. They needed to wait for the coroner to arrive and take the body away. Witnesses say they believe the truck pulling the trailer was driving fast. They say more traffic has been coming through the town during the summer and for the fires that have been close by. We do not know the person officially involved in this accident. It was very sad for people around here. They say that they believe this man was a transient and he was always involved in trying to help out in any way that he could. I did speak with Oregon State Police. We are waiting to hear about his name. Live in Selma, Connor Wist, NewsWatch 12.
It was mostly just a panic, you know. I mean, it's like try to stay calm, do what you know you can do, and, you know, go from there. But, you know, it was scary.
It's a homeowner's worst nightmare.
When they said it's been an emergency evacuation and you got to go now, you know, I took that to mean I need to go.
Susan Simus lives on Rocky Gulch Road, one of the roads the Great Fire tore through near Wairika. And when it was her time to leave, she says she didn't know if she would have a home to come back to.
I was scared. I couldn't understand why we were still there when we could see flames. But everybody kept telling me it's okay, they're far enough away.
Susan was one of the many faces among the group waiting in a parking lot this morning for news. Any news about pets left behind, if their houses were still standing, and when they could go back. And for Susan, she was going back to someone who stayed behind.
He stayed because he said he wanted to protect his house, wanted to protect our property.
Proud of him for doing that.
Yes and no. Last night I was very upset with him. Today, now that everything's okay, I'm okay.
Many of the people evacuated, hugging each other and fighting back tears, with only a memory of what was there just one day ago.
Devastated. It was a lot to take in when you look over, expect to see a house, and it's rubble.
Local businesses lifting homeowners up out of that rubble by offering sandwiches, water, and other food, a small gesture for an insurmountable loss.
As long as we have ourselves and our dog and our family, we're okay.
In Wairika, Connor Wist, NewsWatch 12.